items and things?
Definitely. There have been some interesting ones, such as the haunted clown doll. A woman in Portland, Oregon, purchased him on eBay because of the special feature he had.
Did you say clown doll?
Yes.
I hate clowns.
If you have my book there, you can turn to page 24 and see a picture of it.
No, I do not want to look at it.
Well, that's pretty spooky, the idea of a clown doll that's haunted. It's scary enough that it's a haunted doll. But she bought him on eBay, and she paid $500 for him because of his special feature.
What was the special feature?
He moves on his own, but he's not battery operated.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
So she brought him home. Actually, you can see her website through my website as well as the Constantinos to her EVPs of the clown doll talking. And he says things like, wake up.
Well, how does it work?
I don't know.
Is it really haunted? Come on.
I think it is. I met Renee for lunch in Portland, and she brought, his name is Vincent Hitchcock. She brought the doll with her, and we took him to lunch with us and ordered him a Shirley Temple. And she had told me beforehand that when you touched him, he didn't feel like an object. And I didn't really believe it until I did it. It was like, it's like there's an energy about him like you're touching a child or an animal.
Does he look at you?
Well, his eyes don't move, but I suppose it feels like he does.
So
but we don't know how much of that is imagination or how much is him actually doing it. But it seems that he's soaked up energy of somebody, that maybe he was a prized possession of someone who died.
Do we have much history of him?
We haven't been able to determine where he came from. But she recently added another member to her haunted clown doll family. She was looking over eBay, and she came across another doll that looked like it was from, they look homemade. He looks like he's from another, the same person made him. They have rubber heads and bodies made out of sawdust. And so she put Vincent on her lap and got an EVP of him saying, "That's Grandpa." So she brought, she bought Grandpa, and she had a little happy family reunion.
That's weird.
And I don't know if she's gotten any EVP from Grandpa yet, but she chronicles Vincent's activities on her website.
All right, let's take some calls for you. First-time caller line, you're up with us. Hi there.
Hi, this is Jimmy Lopez from Opelousas, Louisiana.
Hey, Jimmy. Thanks for calling.
Okay, I've got a question for you. In my family, for numerous generations, we have been walking tables, and I was wondering if you're at all familiar with this.
Yeah, I've definitely come across it before. So you're saying that in your family, that's usually the way paranormal activity manifests?
Well, you know, I don't know exactly how far back it goes. I know 3 generations for sure, and you know, it all started with I believe a great-great-uncle of mine, and back when he was in boarding school, actually, they used to do this as kind of a fun thing to do. And one night they were walking a table in pretty big, in one of the halls at the boarding school, and they asked the table, okay, prove to us that you actually know where you are. How many window panes are in this room? And the actual panes, not the windows. And it tapped out like 162 or whatever the number was. So they were pretty interested.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Well, maybe it's the same. Maybe it's a relative that's hanging around that's doing the same trick.
Well, they never got an answer of who it was. They asked it, and the table would not respond, but they asked for, you know, tell us something a bit more important. And then the next message was that John's not coming back this weekend. Well, that next Sunday, John didn't come back, though. John was a friend of theirs, and he had died in a car wreck that weekend.
Really?
He had already died, and they didn't know that. It wasn't until the table told him. So.
Oh.
Yeah, this great uncle of mine was really kind of freaked out. He wouldn't get involved in it at all when we started doing it, but it's been really interesting. I mean, there was one time that table walked up the stairs. Now, in order to do this, you have 4 people sitting around the table, and you're touching hands, but there's no strings. People aren't using using legs to lift it up or anything like that. I mean, it's actually just hands touching. And I was wondering if it would maybe be kinetic energy that might be moving.
It might be.
I don't know. I mean, I saw the table levitated one time, about 1.5 feet onto a hearth. There was a very elevated hearth, and went straight up about 1.5 feet and was hanging on by one leg. And with people having fingers on the top of the table, there's no super glue or anything like that. And I don't know. I've just never heard of anybody doing it other than our family. And I don't know.
I have talked to other people that have told me about doing that. So apparently it's not that uncommon, but it's fascinating that you saw it levitate.
Have you seen some of the work of Chris Angel, who's a tremendous illusionist? Leslie?
Has he been featured on television?
Yes, he's on he's on A&E, I think. Incredible.
Yeah. Was Chris Angel in the group with the table?
No, but he does things like that, too.
Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe there's a magician in the midst.
Well, you never know. East of the Rockies, you're on the air with us. Hi there.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, hi, George.
Hi.
I got a story for you.
All right.
We have this hill up there, and it has like an old coal mine. And I was down there. I went up. It's not like really the ridge or like a foothill. But anyway, I was up there getting some rocks out of the creek, for some landscaping. It was like late November. And this guy comes walking down the hill from the coal mines. And I thought, well, it was his land. I thought he was like one of those spotlighter hunters or something. And I'm apologizing. He comes up to me. He's got this funny-looking coveralls and this light on his head.
Light on his head, okay.
Uh-huh. One of those hats with a
bulb on it, yeah.
Yeah, like a bulb, one of those spot...
yeah.
I don't know what it is, but... And I'm apologizing. I said, I'm sorry, I'm on your land, and all this stuff, and, it's getting dark, and he didn't look like he was mad or anything. I said, it's getting dark, and I'm getting ready to go, because, the road's, like, real curvy. And I said, I'm getting ready to go, and he seemed like he was almost relieved. And I said, my car's right over there, and he just disappeared.
Wow. The ghost of a miner. Maybe he was killed in the mine.
Well, I looked up some history, and there was it's called Whittyville up there. They still call it that. Mm-hmm. But people built some houses up there, but the mine's been gone for long, long time. Way before my time.
Let me ask you, was his light on his helmet on or off? Do you remember?
Off, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. You hear about the hairs on your neck standing up.
I bring that up, Leslie, because if it was off, he might have been a ghost.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it being on. I remember he was kind of youngish. He had these funny coveralls. He had the light was coming over the
and it was nighttime, right?
Uh-huh. And there was no way he could have just gone because there was leaves out there. I'd have heard him. And he just kind of disappeared in front of me anyway. And I was just standing there like disbelief, And I said, I'm going. I had this rock in my hand, and I'm backing up, and I'd hurt myself trying to get to the car.
Wow.
I'm sure once you realized he was gone, it took off. West of the Rockies, your turn. You're on Coast to Coast. Hi there.
Yes, I have two quick questions I've been wanting to ask for a long time. Number one, how could a ghost not know that he's dead? It seems like you would know in the first 5 minutes that something was really wrong.
I agree with that. Leslie?
Well, what I think is that on the other side, once you're dead, there's not the same sense of time.
But what about when people are looking at you and you realize, they can't see me, I'm jumping up and down, hey!
It's possible that it's like being in a nightmare. And it's possible that they're not really taking everything in. Maybe it's like having Alzheimer's. And they just don't really understand. I think that they could be in such a state of confusion. And what to us seems like when 100 years passes for us, we notice the time passing. But on the other side, that could feel like a split second.
Okay, and also, why is it that ghosts always seem to be wearing clothes? Why wouldn't they be nude? And
that's a question that does come up from time to time, and I don't think that's always the case. I have spoken with people that have seen nude and partially nude apparitions.
Generally, isn't that the way they died?
With clothes on?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times they might not always appear in what they were wearing when they died, but the way that they dressed primarily in life.
As a photographer, have you photographed many ghosts or any ghosts?
I have